What is up, everyone? It's been about 6 months since I've done a tier list, so it's the summer tier list time. You have the summer tier list and the winter tier list. This is the summer tier list. It's gonna be just how good characters are. Normal, very standard tier list. Let's get started with it. So, of course, as the name implies, starting bottom up, we have Ganon tier, because in my opinion, Ganon, wherever I just put him, is by far the worst character. He has worse neutral than basically every other character. The only strength he has is being strong and the fact that Major's really good with him. But every character has a really good rep, so having a good rep doesn't mean anything. This character just has a very bad disadvantage state, a subpar neutral, subpar out of shield options, although you do get, I think, footstool wizard kick, but I haven't seen a Ganon do that ever, so maybe not. He's bad. Everyone knows he's bad. It's hard read the character, and if you can't get hard reads, then why are you playing Ganon? Because if you're gonna get hard reads, you can also get hard reads with Kazuya, or Joker, or insert any competent character in this game. You don't have to do it with Ganon. He's the worst character. I don't think anyone will disagree with that. But that's the end of the Ganon tier. So now we're going to go to low tier, although low key it could be low mid tier. Again, I legitimately think if you're not like bottom 2 or 3 characters, you're good at this game, like you're fine. So let us go to number 2 at the bottom, which is going to be King Dedede. I think this character is really bad. His neutral is still pretty bad because Gordo is generally bad and nothing he has is safe enough to be threatening. He's like weirdly floaty for a fast faller, and his aerials aren't like, he doesn't have a fast good enough aerial because his only fast aerial is Nair. But you want something faster than that as like your neutral tool, or sorry, either bigger or faster than that as your neutral tool. So you want like, if forward air was the speed of Nair, this character would be so much better. But you already have to be out positioning your opponent from jump with bad mobility. And yeah, you have multiple double jumps, but they're not threatening very much because your down air is bad. So it's not like you can just like double jump and then like cloud downer or something like that. So like you have to kind of struggle to be good with, I don't know, this character sucks. I don't think anyone's gonna disagree that he's bad. Bottom 2, maybe people think is crazy, but I don't think he has anything crazy enough like some other of the low tier characters have. And of course we can go into the character with crazy stuff, Little Mac. I just made a video on Peanut the other day, and this character is scary. He has an entire aspect of the game that he cannot do effectively with aerials, and he's still scarier than King Dedede. Like, he's fast on the ground, the trample, he has enough reads and stuff to make things work, and yes, he does still get he sometimes still gets edge guarded, and sometimes he's not gonna play the game, but sometimes you get F tilted at 0, and then he reads your tech chase with up tilt KO punch, and you die. That's it. You just die. So like, yeah, he's not like easy to play, but at the same time, he's hard to fight against. Unless you play one of those super bad matchups like I have, like I don't have to worry about, you know, fighting Little Mac, even though Peanut still scares me, so yeah. Level 6 from New Jersey has been innovating aerial Mac. No, that's just bad. Unless you're gonna talk about like up tilt, up air, and then 50-50 with up B or something, but then you can just air dodge away and it's fine, it's not good. And next up is a character that used to be in my bottom 3, but then Dedede got bumped out there, Dr. Mario. He's scary, and Pill is a good move because it's something you have to deal with that is much more difficult to deal with than like Gordo or something like that. He kills so easy. He has a frame 3 super killing up B. He has combos into that up B. He has down B. His kill moves are just so strong, like so strong. So that's obviously a big strength. Of course, his recovery is exploitable because he's down here. Like the only good recovery character in like, there's like 2 good recovery characters in the entire low tier, including Ganon. So Doc doesn't have a good recovery, but he's scary and neutral, and like if he gets in, he's a terrifying character, like actually terrifying. Like Little Mac is terrifying when he has KO punch, and there's a couple of things that are scary about him. Dr. Mario's scary at all percents because he has good low damage combos, decent mid damage combos, and then kill confirms out the ass. So he's scary, but he's just, you're gonna get out neutraled by 90% of the cast. Next up, I feel like as a character, I don't know, I never know how many how many transitions can I say as like a go to the next character, because I know when I edit these, I always go like, next up, and I'm just like, that's so annoying, but what am I supposed to say? Anyway, Richter Belmonts down here, which is just, you know, both Belmonts, they're the same character. Character sucks, in my opinion. I think that not having, like, I don't know how to describe it. Like, it feels awkward for Belmont to be this low, given the, like, some of the limited tools of the other characters. But, like, something about him is so limiting, and I can't understand it, because it's not even my bias of Pikachu. right? Because like obviously I know that matchup is scary, but I'm aware that it's like, oh yeah, but Pika, like I hate fighting this character as most other characters I play, other than like my other top tier characters. Like I don't really like it as Steve, but like I love it as Mii Brawler. I love it as like Samus and stuff like that. Like obviously his recovery's bad, duh, because he's down here. I don't know if he's this bad though, but I just feels like there's like enough answers to every little thing that if you're playing well enough, you can just kind of take it slow, take your stage from him, eventually punish the dash attack or the down tilt. And that's gonna be it. Like he struggles to get out of the corner too hard in my opinion for a zoner character because his jumps aren't good, because his jumps aren't threatening to the ground except for like max spaced forward air and back air, which you're not really worried about when you're next to him. And like if he's dash grabbing you every time, then like he's godlike, GG's, you got it, right? But there's enough ways to like deal with him in the corner. Like he has to put himself in the corner consistently. His entire game plan is like backing up and putting himself into a corner, and then he gets edge guarded for getting hit there. Jazar should be proof that Doc is better than characters up to Isabelle. Jazar is really good. So again, a person being good doesn't mean that the character isn't bad, because Peanut also is insane and has beat so many top players, and Little Mac is still bottom 3 and bottom 2 on most lists. But everyone knows, yeah, Peanut's scary. Like Peanut has beat like, I think at this point, like 10 PGR players, sorry, Lumi rank players. Like he's beat a lot of people. Like he beat Mr. E at Genesis, and then Mr. E like 3 weeks later beat Spargo. We have Spargo's favorite character now, which is Piranha Plant up next. Piranha Plant, still bad. I need to watch Spargo's Plant more to see if he's doing something revolutionary or if he's just outplayering people and out-tempoing people. Because I feel like that's all it is he's just using the reads he has with Cloud with Piranha Plant, and Piranha Plant kills early. But like, he has this character doesn't have neutral. Obviously, if you want to think of like plant mains, you have Lucky, who's probably the #1 plant. I can't imagine anyone else. But this character just doesn't have neutral. I legitimately don't know what you're supposed to do in neutral with this character, besides hope someone does something dumb. Is it like dash attack, short hop, nairs? Like every aerial he has is punishable. His ground moves aren't good except for jab. And like up tilt is good, obviously, like, you know, as an anti-air, but like it's not a neutral tool. And then Patui in neutral, you just wait for them to shoot it or like if they keep blowing it, then you just grab him and do damage. So like, I get that the character has some results, but I still think this character is bad, and I feel like everyone that loses to these people are either getting super player diffed or don't know the matchup. Which again, matchup experience is a thing. Shiny Mark literally asked in like, there's a Pikachu Discord, and he's like, what are you supposed to do versus Plant? And I told him like 4 things about the game plan. He's like, oh, I did none of that. And I'm just like, how do you not understand how to fight Plant even a little bit? I don't get it. I don't get it. I know Spargo beat Shiny Mark. I got it. But like, how? I've made a video about this character recently in Japan, especially Zelda. I think Zelda is still pretty bad and has a couple of bad aspects. But again, we're getting into the characters that, like, even though they're bad, they're still good. Like, they still have a bunch of good aspects to them. Like, of course, like, I didn't actually talk about Plant's strengths, so let me actually do that really quick. But like, Plant, of course, has like pretty good edge guarding, a strong advantage state, is heavy, and can edge guard people. But I don't feel like that makes up for his like lack of neutral existing, so I don't get it. Zelda's a character much like that, where she has not a lot of tools in certain situations, but you kind of flip them. Like Plant's disadvantage is okay because you can sometimes Patui in disadvantage and like get people hit in that aspect. But Zelda alternatively has no disadvantage state, but her neutral is so difficult to deal with if you don't have a reflector to deal with Phantom. And that's most characters. So Phantom, in my opinion, like automatically makes you like not bottom 5. And then she kills really early, has up B out of shield, really good like advantage tools like up air and up B. Of course, it's like a one guess read type of situation for the most part. But Phantom is really annoying to deal with, and if you're wrong once, you're gonna get put off stage, and then you're gonna like get edge trapped by Phantom and like other Zelda stuff, which can be annoying. So still not good. It still lacks a lot of aspects to make her a complete character, but the parts of her character that are good are good. Like, I don't like fighting Zelda personally. It's annoying. Like, Pika wins, but it's not like a super easy win because the character can be annoying to deal with. Yeah, she's just like a little lacking. So, you know, I feel like a lot of these characters aren't complete characters. They have one major aspect that's lacking, or like, you know, even if they don't have a super bad one area, they just like don't have enough to make up for it. This next character is probably the first character that has a more complete kit, and that is Ike, which I think is still really bad. But again, like, we're getting into the characters that it's like, wait, really, they're bad? Like, no, they're not. Again, if I were to like give these characters like blank out of 10 scores inherently, you know, Ike is like a 6 out of 10. It's just so many characters in this game are like 7s, 9s, 10s. So Ike is definitely not great, but he has a pretty complete game plan, right? I don't think Ike's neutral is bad. It's one-dimensional, but it's not bad, because Nair is a good move. His disadvantage is actually pretty okay, because you have quick draw, and you can just go off stage and quick draw, and most characters can't really mess with that. And then his advantage state's like pretty good, right? Because he has back air and up air and dash attack, forward tilt, etc., etc. But like, he's still lacking because he only really has a couple of good things, and so they just become the priority, but then there's all counterplay to every single thing in the game, so if you're only doing one or two things, that's pretty easy to counterplay it. Didn't a Japanese Zelda take a game off Leo recently? Yeah, I think it was a game 5 with Wine. Or no, it was the other Zelda. But also, Peanut should have beat Leo, so like, whatever. Last character for low tier, in my opinion, is the Croc. Listen, I know that I'm rating 2 characters that beat Shiny Mark recently down here with Piranha Plant and K-Rool, but it's okay because sometimes people lose easy matchups. K-Rool just doesn't have enough, right? He has some good things, right? Up air being invincible is really good. The edge guarding with his belly armor is very good. His projectiles are okay, but they're projectiles that can like force situations, even if the situation they're forcing is bad for you. Like bad for K-Rool in my opinion, if you're like super competent in the matchup. His disadvantage just isn't good enough because you can just like easily parry and punish his stuff on the ground, and you can edge guard him pretty easily, and like, it's just basically like, hey, are you going to bait the K-Rool to Nair and then punish the Nair out of shield? And he's like, obviously super easy combo food. He's heavy, but like he gets ledge trapped pretty hard because you can like do your aerial, he armors through it with crown, and then you grab him for it. And yeah, that's gonna be it for the low tier. That's literally it. So if you enjoyed this video and you're looking forward to more tier lists, of course, subscribe to the channel. They'll be out soon. I'm literally doing it live right now. So I'm recording it right now. You're gonna see me in the same shirt. Unless, imagine I had a wardrobe change for each tier. That'd be crazy. But yeah, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Peace. This is 20 seconds for the end screen, baby. This is 20 seconds for the end screen, baby. This is 20 seconds for the end screen, baby. Ah, hey, 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 ha, ha, hey.